there's a lot of things, that go into that, especially from the state side. We do a lot of habitat management, where we might create, vernal pools to create amphibian habitat for breeding. We may.
What's a vernal pool?
Oh, vernal pool. That is essentially, it's a seasonal pool. So it's a pond that dries out during some point in the year, generally over the summer. And it's important for amphibians specifically because most or a lot of amphibians prefer to breed in bodies of water that are fishless. And a vernal pool, is just that place. Because it dries out, fish cannot survive. And fish are major predators of amphibian eggs. So if there's a pool, in your yard, every winter it fills up with water and you're like, hey, that looks like a great place. I'm just going to dig it a little deeper and put some fish in there, and then I can go fishing and stuff like that. You actually are essentially ruining amphibian habitat when you do that. Because then it can no longer be utilized by frogs and some of the ambistomid salamanders because they need a fish-free environment in order to reproduce. The majority of the property in the U.S. is privately owned, so conservation has to go through private property. So there's things that you can do just on your own land to help species.
Instead of having a pool, get a pond.
Sure.
And even make a smaller little spot in that pond. They even have spots that call wetlands that are literally to filter your water in the pond itself. So then if you can build a little spot that doesn't have the fish in it, then that would be good for the amphibians. I think that's actually, that actually makes even more sense. I love the pond idea because you can still swim. And it looks so much better than a pool. And it's a lot more relaxing. We make a law or try to allocate money towards ponds, people making ponds in their yards. And so that we could, get a little tax write-off. If they can write a jet plane off on their taxes, you should be able to write a pond off on your taxes that could potentially help wildlife. I think so too. I think that would, if you can write off a jet, you can write off a $20,000 pond.